Welcome to the Fireside Chat for Fitness and Nutrition with Adrienne and Ken. Today we're going to be talking about why fitness and nutrition assessments are so important. Would you like to kick us off, Ken?
Definitely, Adrienne. Yes. So, how do you know where you're at? What I mean by that is, say for instance, your back hurts. Well, how do you know what it is? That's one of the reasons why a fitness assessment is really important. It could be tight hamstrings, or it could be a weak core, or it could be your neck. It could be a lot of things. So when you go through a fitness assessment, especially with one of my fitness assessments, I go over a ton of things, a ton of movements, a ton of how your body looks as you do move, and when you're standing still, when you're not moving. So for instance, let's say for instance you're standing to the side here and your head's like this. If your head's like that, well, that's going to pull on these muscles right here. It's going to make these muscles right here short. It's going to cause all sorts of problems in your neck, and I can just tell what's tight and what's not, or what needs to be worked on, just by how you stand. And then add movement into that, and then I can tell what muscles are weak, what need to be worked, what need to be stretched, what need to be released, and kind of guide you into aspects that you didn't even know that you knew that were wrong. You knew that something was hurting. You knew that your lower back was hurting, or your hips were hurting, or maybe your shoulders hurting, your neck's hurting. But why is it hurting, and what can be done to solve it? So that's where the fitness assessment is really important in diagnosing. It's kind of like an onion, where I take a layer off and say, okay, you have this problem. You have a lower back problem because, well, why? Why is that? Well, that's the first layer. Okay, there's that. When maybe you have a tight hip flexor, let's just test that. And if that's not it, then take that off. Okay, maybe you have a weak buttocks. Let's test that. Maybe, and then if that's not the case, it could go all the way down to your feet. Maybe you have tight calves. When you bend over, you don't have enough flexibility in your calves. It transfers all the way up into your low back. There's also, if you have lower back issues, it could be in your lats. The latissimus dorsi. These muscles right here might be tight. You're not going to know unless you do an evaluation is done on every aspect of your body. And it's not only, I don't only cover, if there's a specific issue wrong with you. Yes, I do cover that. But let's just say I cover everything. I go from head to toe. See, so you may have issues you didn't even know you had, and maybe stop that from becoming a problem. And so strengthen flexible, strengthen areas that need to be strengthened, stretch things that need to be more flexible. That adds mobility in every aspect of your life, which makes things more easier to move. I hope I've kind of covered everything. Do you have any specific questions? Maybe I can give some examples, or what do you think, Adrienne?
Do you want to give a specific example of maybe why somebody would come to you, or what you would do in that initial assessment for them specifically, or is it like just more general and then become specific?
No. Yeah, that's a good point. It is general, and then like that onion, it gets more specific as I find things that are wrong. I'll say, well, let me give you an example. Let me stand up here. Let's say, for instance, your neck is tight. Your neck is tight here, or you're like the example that I used at the beginning of the podcast, where you're like this. Well, it could be that these muscles right here are tight. It could be your sternocleidomastoid. It could be your upper trapezius muscles, and we don't really know. So I'll have you go through a test. So now I know I've discovered that you have tight neck. And you have neck. My neck hurts me a little bit. So what could it be? Well, can you put your chin on your chest? Can you tilt your head to the side 35 to 45 degrees, keeping this shoulder down? Can you do that? Can you turn your head almost 90 degrees, keeping both shoulders facing forward? Can you turn your head 90 degrees both ways. Maybe you can only turn it this far this way, but you can turn it this way, this far this way, but you never knew that. You know, if you're going this way, that's signs of upper trapezius tightness. If you can't do this, that's signs of scalene tightness. If you can't do this, where your chin's going down to the side, if you can't touch your shoulder almost to your chin here, that's levator scapula. So that's just an example of what I would, you know, have someone go through, and starting with, okay, you do have forward head. What's causing that forward head? And then how do we address that? And most commonly, along with the tightness of those particular muscles, most of the time it's, you know, the deep cervical, deep retractor muscles of the neck that are deep in here are most likely weak. So we have to train those to be stronger. So that's things that a lot of people don't know about. And that's just an example of one assessment. And I start from the head and I go all the way down. So I start from the head, go to the chest. Most of the time people are tight here, they're weak in the back, they're weak in the stomach, they're tight in the back, they're weak in the buttocks, they're tight in the hamstrings, they're tight in the hip flexors, they're tight in the calves. We just don't move as much as we should, and it shows. We sit most of the time, and our bodies show that in how we are tight. You know, so anyway, I hope that was more effective. Did that answer your question?
It did. And I think for anybody who's seen our knee podcast recently, Ken talked about where knee issues can originate from. And so even if you come and you're like, oh, I have a knee issue, there are precipitating factors that need to be figured out, and the origin. And similarly, as an integrative and functional dietitian nutritionist, it's just really important to figure out the root cause of what's going on. And so I feel like a nutrition assessment is so important for evaluating not just a person's dietary intake or their health history or their lifestyle, but also to get their nutritional status and figure out what their current health needs are. Some things that we cover, well, one is I need to figure out why you've come to me, right? So there are some current health issues that'll be different for everybody. Some people have high cholesterol. Some people are recovering from cancer. Other people have thyroid issues. There are so many different things. I also want to know what your goals are. Second thing is that's, you know, this is what typically people associate with dietitians. We're going to do a dietary intake assessment. And so I'm going to ask you, what do you eat? What do you drink? What are your meal patterns like? When do you eat certain things? But also you can keep a food diary, do a food recall, or I can give you a detailed questionnaire to figure that out too. We're going to look at your meal patterns and your timing, not just what you're eating, because that does matter. If you are eating at 10 o'clock at night, that could be influencing maybe some of your GERD issues, for example. Another thing is that we would do look at anthropometric measurements. So your height, your weight, but then also I want to get your waist measurements, some other measurements as well, including other aspects of body composition, like maybe getting your body fat percentage. This can be done through skin fold thickness. It could be done through bioelectrical impedance or even BOD-POD. And those measurements can also provide insights into your nutritional status and also your health risks. Another thing is the biochemical piece. So this is usually your blood tests. So we'll be able to see high cholesterol levels, if you're low in vitamin D, if you're low in iron. And a lot of these times that we can take these tests and identify some nutrient deficiencies and then use food or supplements to help you get more balanced. Another thing is the clinical assessment. So much like Ken looks at everybody, I'm looking at you and also kind of reviewing your medical history, your current health status, but also I'll notice dark circles under the eyes or puffy cheeks or anything that might lead to me asking more questions about another pathway that might need to be supported as well. Along with this, of course, is nutritional history. I will usually be asking about antibiotic usage in the past, not just your eating habits, but also your food preferences, if you're a vegan, or if there are any religious or cultural considerations that need to be taken in, any dietary restrictions or allergies, that's going to influence the foods that I would recommend to you too. The physical examination can be done to see signs of malnutrition and also specific nutrient deficiencies. Some of this can be done in person, but sometimes this can be done through your doctor, and then the notes are shared with me. Another key part, because it's never just about food, is your lifestyle assessment. If you are not sleeping well and you are super stressed out, how much is broccoli going to help you? Like a smidge, right? I'm also
Good point.
going to ask about any sort of like smoking or alcohol consumption, because that can impact a lot of different things nutritionally, gut health, for example. And then, of course, based on these assessment findings, everything becomes more personalized. So I'm going to be asking these questions of you and most general people generally, but then also I'm going to personalize your goals. There will be education about some healthy habits that you can develop, meal planning strategies for achieving nutritional goals so that you're not just Googling forever. And then, of course, in follow-up sessions, we want to track your progress, make sure that you're achieving your goals. We might need to make adjustments to the plan because life can throw us off track. And the ongoing support and motivation helps people actually achieve more optimal health. So those are the reasons why you guys might want to consider nutrition and a fitness assessment. What kinds of questions do you have, Ken? What would you feel like?
Adrienne, you mentioned at the beginning that you have them fill out a diet, how they eat. How many days is that? Is that 3 days? Is it a week? What is that?
It depends on how they feel about it. Some of my clients hate they call them like food Nazi diaries, and they hate them. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just get like 1 or 2 days, and that's fine. Other people have already been tracking with various apps, and they just send me their PDF exports of that. And that works really well too. So I would say it depends, but for some people, we just need to get started. And for others, we can have a lot more data to work from.
Gotcha. That's good. Answers my question. Thank you.
Yeah, and we just want you guys to remember there are a couple of things here that are keys. Ken, do you want to start off with that?
You gotta be consistent with what you do. It's important. You can't make progress without consistency. And it's said that working out once, you'll see nothing. If you work out twice, you'll see nothing. You work out 3 times, you won't see any difference. You work out 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, maybe 10 times, maybe the 10th time you start to see some difference in how you feel and how your body looks. It takes a long time, non-consistent. You have to be consistent in what you're doing, and that's gonna make you healthy, and you're gonna see results.
The other important thing to remember is we don't know what we don't know. And that's where having a fitness professional, nutrition professional can come in and say, for example, with Ken, he's going to be looking at your body, how you're holding it in space, and then also figuring things out that you don't necessarily see when you look in the mirror. And with my expertise, I can take a look at your diet, even if it's a generally healthy diet, and figure out tweaks and things that we can do to help you actually reach your health goals much faster and easier. I usually give my clients the analogy of like being a golf coach, like Tiger Woods has one, not because he isn't an awesome golf player, but because the coach sees how he's actually swinging and things like that, and can actually make small minor adjustments that make a big difference in Tiger Woods' game, for example. So those are some different ideas. We encourage you to leave some comments down below. See if, we'd be interested to know if you've worked with a fitness professional or nutrition professional. Have you had an assessment done? How helpful was that for you? And then also any sort of comments about topics you'd like us to cover in the future, we'd be happy to look at that. And feel free to like and subscribe. And if you like what we're doing with the channel, you can support us below in the description. And we'll also have description links how to schedule with Ken and for me with nutrition and fitness assessments. So we'll look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye. I would like to talk to you about my ebook that I have, and it's called Banish Neck Pain. And basically, it goes over six different protocols. Basically, what would be problematic in your back, neck, even shoulders, maybe a tight chest, and then what you do to banish that, to make that go away. Let me give you an example. Let's say, for instance, that you have pain in between your shoulder blades. Well, that could be caused by a number of things, including tight chest, which I cover. You release and then stretch your chest, then release and strengthen your back muscles in between your shoulder blades. And that stretching the chest and strengthening the back will improve your posture, pull your shoulders back, which gets rid of the problematic pain in between your shoulder blades. Now, let's say, for instance, you have neck pain right here. And that's probably upper trapezius. Well, then I have protocols that are slightly different for that area of problem. So it would be an upper trapezius release, upper trapezius stretch, and then you're going to go ahead and strengthen those muscles in between your shoulder blades that pulls those shoulder blades back and put you into proper position so that it gets rid of that neck pain. And I also cover shoulder. Let's say, for instance, if you have problems in the base of your neck, even in the front of your neck. And so these are all covered by my ebook, and it comes with accompanying videos for each segment, each stretch, each exercise, each release, so that you do it correctly. You can follow along, make sure that you do it right. So check it out. Adrienne, what have you got?
Welcome to the world of vibrant health with the One Bite Wellness Green Smoothie ebook. If you are looking to boost your energy, improve your digestion, and enhance your overall well-being, this is your ultimate guide to delicious, nutrient-packed green smoothies. Now, why is this important? Well, one, it's packed with nutritional benefits. Green smoothies are powerhouses, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, all included in each one of these. Each recipe in our ebook is designed to help you have better energy levels so that you can say goodbye to the midday slumps or not need the vending machine to get you through. Our smoothies also provide sustained energy to help you keep going all day long. So you can have it breakfast, lunch, dinner, actually snacks, all great ideas. Also, they improve digestion because there's a lot of fiber in smoothies. Unlike juices, which take out the fiber, you get plenty here. That helps support a healthy digestive system. It can alleviate bloating and discomfort if any of you struggle with that. And we always want to boost our immunity, right? So with vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, the smoothies can strengthen your immune system and help you fight off colds and infections. Two, we've made it easy for you. We have easy and delicious recipes. We have weekly smoothie plans and things that you're going to need for your grocery list. As you can see, that's a grocery list right there. And then also a recipe that we have. So everything is in here. You have simple instructions. You can whip up a delicious smoothie in like minutes. We also have a lot of different ingredients. So we can go tropical fruits with kale or spinach. We can also do superfoods, cacao, maca powder. All of these keep your smoothies exciting and nutritious. And they're also customizable. There are lots of different substitutions or additions so that you can customize the recipe to fit your preferences and your nutritional goals. Plus, you get expert guidance. This is created by a registered dietitian nutritionist, me. And I love helping people select good ingredients that have the most health and benefits. And then also giving you blending tips, giving you the health benefits of having these smoothies and kind of laying that out for you. There's also a food diary that you can keep so that you can keep track of your own benefits. And then the fourth part is that you get long-term health benefits from incorporating green smoothies into your diet. And that can lead to weight management because a lot of green smoothies are low in calories but high in nutrients. So this can be a great addition to your weight loss or weight maintenance plan. It can also promote more healthy, glowing skin with all the vitamins and the minerals, the antioxidants, the fiber. And speaking of fiber, detoxification. You're also going to get that part of your digestive system, hopefully cleaning out toxins and supporting overall health. So by choosing the One Bite Wellness Green Smoothie ebook, you are investing in a healthier, more vibrant you. And don't wait to start your journey to better health. Download your copy today and experience the transformative power of green smoothies. The link is below.